DC 15 Sports, sponsored by Sanderson Ford.
Joe Bugel was the ultimate player's coach, and the football world lost a special man on Sunday. Bugel was just 80 years old. Cardinals owner Michael Bidwell had this to say in a statement. Joe Bugel impacted so many people in his 80 years of life and nearly 50 coaching football. Our hearts go out to every one of them, but especially to his wife Brenda and the entire Bugel family. His accomplishments as one of our sport's truly legendary coaches speak for themselves, but the first thing I think of is how he lived his life and the kind of quality human being Joe Bugel was. We join all of those who today celebrate his remarkable life and mourn his passing. Now, Bugel was the Cardinals coach for 4 seasons from 1990 to 1993 when he was fired with 1 year left on his contract after going 20-44. But prior to that was a near decade of great success as Bugel was the architect of the famed Hogs, which led the Redskins to 2 Super Bowl titles during his time in Washington. Now, Mark May was one of the Hogs on Bugel's feared offensive line and played under him once again here in Phoenix.
Joe was just able to get the most out of people, but to unify everyone together. And the thing that was different, he didn't care who you were, where you came from, what color your skin. It didn't matter. He just wanted to make sure that he got the right group of guys together, and he got the most out of those guys and wanted to teach those guys as best as he could and take them to another level. The first time that he came up with it, we were in Carlisle, Pennsylvania training camp, and we had a place that was all the way down in the back corner, and they called that the pen, the bullpen. So one day he said, all right, all you Hogs, let's go down to the bullpen. And that's kind of how it started. And then at the end of the training camp, he came up with these T-shirts that were the Hogs, or the original Hog T-shirts. And I still have mine today. It's folded up in a nice box, tucked away. And that's how it finally came together and finally started. And it was a bond for us to get together. And once it started, it just caught off like wildfire. And if time permitted, he was going to change the face of the Cardinals, and he was going to make them into a winning franchise. And he just wasn't given the opportunity. And I just think it's unfortunate. I think, if Mr. Bidwell just would have been a little bit more patient and given him another year or two, gotten this team to the playoffs to the next step, he might have been here for 10 or 15 years as a head coach. And he was that type of coach. He would take you to the next step, and he would push you to the next step, and he always wanted the best out of you, and he got the best out of you. And that's what type of coach he was. But after that, after practice, he'd come up and talk to you, put his arm around you and tell you how much he cared about you. So, it was one of those attitudes that they really don't have in sports right now. But, it's something that's entirely missed. But it was one of those things when I think about Joe Bugel, I always have a smile on my face.